There's still a reason to get up tomorrow morning. That's because the St. John's chapter of the Positive Thinkers Club is having an online meeting at 10 a.m. The guest speaker tomorrow is Stephanie Russell, and her topic is Hurting versus Hearting, a journey from fear to love. Right now, let's talk about the club in a more general sense. Dave Radosky is co-founder of the Positive Thinkers Club in this province. Sheldon Crocker is the current president, and they're both on the line. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, Dave, before we talk about the current zeitgeist, let's go back 32 years to when this club founded. What was the thinking behind it? What was the reason for its creation?
Back in October of 1988, would you believe, Jeff Sterling had an international guest speaker, Brian Tracy, come to Newfoundland to speak to a public audience, which he did. He addressed issues as positive thinking, mind over matter, and how to succeed in life despite the obstacles that we all face. And it was a fantastic seminar, and Jon Snow, who was working with MTV at the time, and myself got together after that meeting and said, look, it would be great to have some sort of a regular group of people meeting in St. John who could espouse the power of positive thinking. And so as a result of that, in February of 1989, it was a stormy, blustery day. About 70 people got together and met at the Battery Hotel for the very first meeting of the Positive Thinkers Club of Newfoundland Labrador.
Over the years, how has being part of this club benefited you and the other people who go to these meetings?
Well, basically, I guess it's a recharging of one's batteries on a monthly basis, simply to come together. Prior to COVID, of course, we were meeting personally in a location where we would have a breakfast. We would do affirmations, which is part of what we do on a regular basis. And then we have a guest speaker from various walks of life. Then we have a few door prizes, etc. And we leave feeling, I must say, certainly with an elevated feeling of where we are and why we're here. And everybody benefits as a result of that experience.
How has that monthly recharging of the batteries changed in the last few years with climate change, with COVID, with all the other problems we're facing on a local and a global level?
Well, thank you for that question. The way that I see that is after changing is we've had to pivot from being in person to online. Zoom has been our best friend over the last year and a half. We've developed an online presence, and we've been hosting our meetings online, which is a good thing and a bad thing because there's nothing like being in person to have a meeting, but also it's been a good thing because a lot of people might have accessibility issues. Getting around is not that easy. So if we're on Zoom, it makes that much easier, and we can also attract people from across the world. We can get speakers from online.
But do the troubles of the world seem bigger and harder to deal with, harder to solve than in years past?
For myself, I believe that anything can be accomplished with the way that you think. We manifest positivity in our lives by thinking positive, and we can overcome anything. It's all with your frame of mind.
Dave, what does it mean to be positive? It's got to be more than just ignoring the negative.
I think it's basically the way that you respond. We're all affected by events around us, but I think the understanding and the wisdom is that we can't change the events that happen, but what we can change is how we respond to those events, which was actually partly a teaching of Brian Tracy's and many of people who are in the movement. Basically, once you have a response to a certain set of circumstances, how you react to that is really the way that you feel and how it affects your own state of mind. Concentration of effort in an area to help you combat some of those negative influences, continue on a positive way of life.
Sheldon, how do you do that? How do you stay positive when the news is so bleak?
Every cloud has a silver lining, I believe. I believe that positive affirmations in the morning, positive talks to yourself every day, and let yourself know that we've been through things before, and we can get through this as well. We're still here, and we're still striving to go forward. We could sit in one spot and not do anything. That won't help get us further ahead. I believe that, hard work and positive thinking helps to keep us at least on an even keel.
Does age matter? I wonder whether if you grew up in the 20th century, as the three of us did, when things seemed much more positive than they are now, we have some memories, some collective memories, some well of experience to draw on. I think of kids born in this century who've seen nothing but bleak news around them, finding it harder to find the positive.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It really depends on the individual and how they, I guess, see the world. Perhaps it may have been a little easier for us when times weren't quite as bleak as they seem to be, but again, it depends on what you focus on. If you can focus on yourself and having a positive mindset to whatever happens around you, then, I think that will carry you through life regardless of whether you're a young person just beginning life or whether you're a senior, like some of us who are, in their golden years.
What can you tell us about tomorrow's speaker, Stephanie Russell?
Positive mind, body, and relationships, how to overcome negative thinking, and education is equal to empowerment. And she believes that it's very important to ultimately live in love, compassion, and well-being. She's also a recovering stressaholic. She's going to be talking about a journey from fear to love and from hurting to hurting. I believe that it's going to be quite the talk, and I believe that it's going to be very good information to take in.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you for your time, and good luck.
Thank you, Ted, very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And that is Sheldon Crocker. He is the current president of the Positive Thinkers Club. Dave Rudofsky, one of the co-founders of the club back in 1989. Again, if you want to take part in tomorrow's session or any of the ones in the future, go to their Facebook page, Positive Thinkers of Newfoundland and Labrador, and all the links you'll need, you'll find there.